keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep trying, keep going, because eventually something is going to give. Either that thing that you've been chasing is going to be for you, or you're going to find out it's not for you. And finding that out is not even the purpose of the journey, it's the journey. I began writing music 8 years ago. 8 years ago. And so beautifully, I was just reminded of like, wow, how beautiful it is that you're still going for that goal. You're still putting effort into that dream and that it's starting to materialize. 8 years ago, I couldn't have shared with you today where I am, starting to book shows, completing my first album, working on a second album. All of these things in the sequence that they're happening and how it's unfolding, I couldn't have I couldn't have guessed that. I couldn't have written this story. But there were moments, many moments where I'm like, is this worth it? Should I continue down this path? Is this a good use of my time? And in those moments, I return to, am I feeling joy in this process? Do I feel a genuine sense of joy? And do I feel a genuine sense of, yes, this is the thing I should be doing? And that's what I invite you to do, to contemplate on that question with wherever you are in your process in life. Are you feeling joy? Are you feeling more than satisfied with how you're spending your days and your time? Does it feel aligned with you and your heart and what you want to be putting out into the world? And maybe you're in a moment in life where you don't know what you want to be putting out into the world. Maybe you're in a moment of your life where there's clarity that you need and it's lacking. That is okay. Maybe that's why you stumbled onto this video. My invitation to you would be to down. Slow down and check in with yourself. How do I feel about how I'm spending my time? How do I feel about how I'm showing up on this earth? As I mentioned, for me, I have kept trying and trying and trying with my music because it feels so beautiful to be sharing from the most authentic place within me. When I create music, that's what I feel. Like this is my authentic expression. This is how I want to be showing up in life. And that's what pushes me and motivates me to keep going. What is that for you? What is your most authentic expression? What is the thing that you want to keep trying and trying and trying with no expectations? Because that's another thing. When I started to write music, I shortly afterwards made a decision that I was going to leave New York City and that I would move to Mexico. And when I got to Mexico, I told myself, I'm going to give myself 1 year here. And from there, I'm going to reevaluate. That was the year of 2019. And as 2019 started to come to an end, I looked back on that year. Actually, it was in September of 2019. I had a band. I was performing my first big show, honoring my birthday. I got booked for my first festival that was coming up a few months later. And I thought to myself, when that festival came in November and I did that show with my band, and now we're in the month of December and the year is running out, I reflected. I was like, okay, the year is coming to an end. I said I would give myself 1 year. Now what? I look back, I did a few cool shows, I had a band, and nothing materially had changed for me. I wasn't making money off of my music, I wasn't starting to live off of my art. But that was an awesome year. Once I decided to settle into Mexico, really like focus in on my songwriting practice, go out and find this band because I silenced myself and figured out like, hey, a dream of mine is to perform with a band. And so one weekend I went out and I found that band. Once I did those things, it started to feel awesome. And when I look back on that year and recognize that it's happening, something's happening. You know, I've done some things, I'm making progress, I'm trying, and something is happening. That for me was enough because in that moment, I recognized Those small steps that I took towards the future that I want with my music, I enjoyed all of the work that came with that and where the journey was taking. So that's the thing. What's the thing inside of you where you feel like, I want to keep trying? I want to try and I want to try and I want to try and I'm going to keep trying and I'm going to fall and I'm going to stumble, and that's okay because I'm going to pick myself back up and I'm going to keep trying. What's that thing for you? What's that passion? And again, if you're trying to figure it out, what that passion is for you, I invite you to allow yourself to be in silence. Be in silence and be a witness to what's really alive in you. Be in silence, be a witness to what your heart shares as, hey, this is the thing that I want to be putting my energy towards. And once you take the time to listen and take that in and breathe that in, then I invite you to act, to try, and to try again and to try again. Because the beautiful thing is, you have this idea of how things may unfold. You have this idea of how you want things to unfold. But the truth is, until you try, you will not know. And then once you take that first step, the next step will become much clearer. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of going on the journey. That you don't know how it's all going to unfold, but you will never know if you don't try. You will never know. And then life is just going to surprise you and surprise you and surprise you. And it's going to feel good as these surprises come, as you take the next step, because things that you couldn't have imagined are going to show up for you. And life is going to begin to unfold in ways that you couldn't have imagined, but in ways that are completely aligned with the being that you are. And life is going to become this beautiful mirror for how you should be showing up and for what's in alignment and for what isn't in alignment. Life is going to become this beautiful mirror if you allow it to be, if you go on that journey, if you try, if you silence, if you feel into what is that true passion of yours, and then go from there. So that's my golden nugget for you. That's what I want you to walk away with. Silence. What is alive? What will I now try? Now I'm going to try. Now I'm doing. Now I'm on the journey. Sometimes this journey feels good. Sometimes this journey doesn't feel good. But I'm sticking to my truth and I'm walking on this path. And that is a beautiful thing. That's my golden nugget for you. Go and live your path. Live your truth. Walk that path. Allow for it to unfold how it may. And then go from there. You are worthy of that. You are worthy of walking on your path and going on your journey. Invite the silence. Discover your passion. And then try, 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 try. Blessings.